Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host, with my co-host, Lammy Chillmeister. It is August 26, 2024. Yesterday was I think it was a pretty good conspiracy episode. It wasn't any current conspiracies because honestly, we just got into it went a little sideways, but in a good way. It turned out good. I mean, it was conspiracy talk about Colonel Sanders, Ray Kroc from McDonald's. Was Jesus a Freemason? So go check it out. I think we went deep down the rabbit hole. But yeah, I still had a lot to talk about. So today we'll try to keep this somewhat on the rails. I don't mind if it goes off the rails. I still have fun with it anyways. And it was conspiracies that I hadn't talked about on this channel yet. So as far as the intro, I worked yesterday. I got off a little early though, because my wife got a promotion. She is now a store manager. I kid you not, yesterday was her first day on the job as the store manager, the new location. So this fucking blows. She calls me at like 6:30. My car won't start. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And she said, yeah. And she knows I'm a burnout. I call myself Ozzy. She's Sharon, you know, she keeps me functioning as an adult. And we're both special ed, so fun. She's like, yeah, today's my first day at the new location. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, okay, use the jumper on it, because we bought a jumper on it. We've been having trouble of her battery for a while now. So she's charging it with the battery charger. I go up to my buddy. I'm like, look, dude, I gotta go home. My wife's car won't start. It's her first day at a new job. Like, she cannot miss. You know, I don't want her starting out on the wrong foot. So, I get out. I leave. I get there. I didn't realize she was still charging it. I thought she was just going to jump it. She's like, no, I'm letting it charge for a little bit. You know why? I said, why? Battery's like 3 years old, and typical lifespan of a battery is like 3 to 5 years. So she's like, I'm going to let it charge. Go ahead and try to start it. I start it, get it going. And she's like, okay, I'm going to get a new battery before work. So she's already fucking late on her first day at a new job, which fucking blows. Then she gets there, and she has to wait 3 hours to get a fucking battery from Walmart, which she needed an oil change. So she's like, fuck it, if I'm gonna have to wait, give me an oil change too. 3 fucking hours when the garage opened. I'm like, so she was like 4 hours late on her first day. Luckily she's the store manager, so technically she is the boss, but it's still like, it does not look good. And so I'm at work today. I work tonight. And I told you guys in a previous episode how my boss wants me fired. So now I have to worry about that. I have to worry about her losing her position first day at work, 4 hours late. I told her to keep the receipt just in case, you know, to be like, look, this is what happened, you know. But I don't know why, man. We have had a string of bad fucking luck, and it fucking blows. So I don't know if you guys want to say a little prayer, cast a little spell my way, something, because it fucking sucks. Also, McDonald's is doing these little Happy Meal toys, little stuffed animal keychain things or ornaments. It's got a little string at the top. They're Yu-Gi-Oh and Hello Kitty. They're Hello Kitty characters cosplaying as Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm a big card nerd. You guys know that. So I thought it was cool. I'm going to try to collect them. That one's a Karibo and a frog guy. I don't know the Hello Kitty characters, so whatever that frog guy is. What's his name? Hit me up in the comments. That's just something fun I'm doing. YouTube yesterday. This was weird. And there's a channel I follow, Elusive Truths. So go sub to him. He puts out like awesome conspiracy shit. He's a little moody. I've talked to him in the comment sections and I don't think he likes me. Which I already told you guys, I'm the black sheep of conspiracy. I'm an occultist. I'm a classic liberal. I'm anti-Christian. So yeah, the conspiracy community doesn't really like me because about 90% of the conspiracy community is like Christian, it seems like, or at least 75%, you know. Yeah, so he posted an image of, look at this survey they made me take. So when I was uploading yesterday's podcast episode, I was going through and typing out the description and the tags and doing all that shit. And I get a pop-up from YouTube. And it says, hey, we're wanting to do a survey. We're doing surveys to help you as a content creator. You don't have to take this survey, but if you want to, it could help, you know, help your channel. And I'm like, okay, let's see what the questions are. So it asked me like, what race are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lie. Which technically I wasn't completely lying on the race part because I have 2 tribes of Native American in me. And it's Kiowa and Blackfoot on my grandmother's side from my dad. My dad's side, my grandma. That's what I meant to say. Told you I'm special ed. So I'm technically, it's not a lie. So I just I'm like, fuck it, dude. If saying I'm Native American bumps me up on the algorithm, gets me more subscribers, gets me more views, I'm going to say I'm Native American, which I am part Native American. I'm mostly white. That's why I always just say I'm white, because I'm clearly white. I do have the cheekbones and the hair of Native American, and the body type, you know, kind of lean and lanky. But yeah, I'm like, fuck it, I'm Native American, bro. So I put that on there. Then it starts asking my sexuality. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna lie on this too. I mean, shit, I paint my nails and shit. I'm kind of feminine. I'm like, I told him I was fucking trans. Which I'm a you guys know, if you don't know and you're new to the channel, like, I'm straight. I'm married to a woman. I am a freak in the sheets. I'm weird in the bedroom, but I'm fucking straight, dude. I did gay shit in the past when I was a child, but I don't really count that because me and the other boy were children. You know, you don't know any better. And if you want to count that, then cool, whatever. Call me bisexual. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm trans. So I put on there that I was trans. It might help the channel. That, and it's like, I'm a fucking troll, dude. I think it's hilarious. So if I gotta lie and say I'm a Native American trans person, like, to get more views and bump myself up the algorithm, fuck it, man. They want to play this game, I'll play the game too. Learn to play the game. I don't see anything wrong with learning to play the game, you know? So I was talking to Elusive Truths about it. And he's like, yeah, I couldn't bring myself to lie on that. And I couldn't bring myself to say, because he said, I thought about, what if I just click on everything? And I'm like, okay, so if you want to tell the truth and hurt your channel, go for it. But I don't want to hear you bitching later going, how come my views have dropped? How come no one's checking out my stuff? How come, you know, I'm getting shadow banned. Well, you had the chance. They put the survey out. You could have said you were a black woman or a black trans, you know, like, you could have said that. That's what you identify as, right? But I don't know. I just thought you guys would find that interesting. So, next subject. So I haven't done this in a while. We're going to talk some channel stuff for a little bit. Just because I haven't figured out completely how YouTube Studio works and stuff on my phone. So apparently I have a new subscriber, and I've been trying to make this into a segment of shouting out new subscribers. A new subscriber, Ang Passion, which I hope I pronounced that correctly. ANGPASCHEN. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Share with your friends if you want. The only rules I have is we accept everyone here, any sexuality, any race, any religion. Just be nice in the comments. That's all that I ask, because if I see people being mean in the comments, I just start blocking people. The older I've gotten, I don't put up with bullying. As someone who was bullied, in my childhood a lot, I don't like that. It rubs me the wrong way. So as long as you're nice and cool and respectful, that's it. That's the only rule I got. Just be nice to people, and that's it. But welcome to the channel. So I've been talking to someone, McGillicuddy, I think was her last name. I'll have to look it up again. I'm sorry. My email now, and this goes out to everyone, it should have already been in the description. I don't know if YouTube is pulling YouTube shadiness, because I've put my email in the description in the past. I know for a fact I have, because I wanted to start setting up interviews with people. And somebody had commented that they're like, hey, I'll do an interview with you. I'm like, fuck yeah. And she was saying that she had done interviews on other conspiracy podcasts. I'm like, cool. So you've already done this. This ain't your first rodeo. Sounds awesome. We'll just talk life. We'll talk conspiracies. I said, yeah, just email me. Email should be in the description of the channel. She said it's not there. And I'm like, okay. I can't prove it. It's a conspiracy. But I'm pretty sure YouTube's doing some shady shit. So I had my wife go on there, because she's the tech girl. I'm not super tech savvy. And had her go on there, and I'm like, can you check if the email's on there? Sure enough, it ain't there. So she puts it up. I commented back, so hopefully you got the comment. If not, and if you're watching, it's up there now. So shoot me an email, we'll set it up. And like I said, we won't talk about like one specific topic. We'll just talk about life in general, how you became a conspiracy theorist, what's your favorite conspiracies, shit like that. What's your spirituality? Are you a spiritual person? We'll just shoot the shit. And now I do have to say, like, every interview I've done has either been in person or on the phone. And the way I did the Kenneth Sterling 2 interviews was, Kenneth Sterling's a pretty tech savvy dude. So he's like, okay, record the audio on your end. I'll record it on my end. We'll have headphones in and no speakerphone, and we'll talk on the phone into the microphones. Then I'll stitch them together. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I've done Zoom meetings and shit with like Alcoholics Anonymous and therapy and shit. I'll have to figure out a software to download, and so I can record it of us chatting. And we'll just do something like that, like Zoom, face to face on computer or something. We'll figure it out. Just give me a little bit of time. I'll get it set up, and hit me up in the email, and I'll email you back and let you know what's going on. I'll let you know my days off, and we'll figure something out. We'll do it on one of my days off. And like I said, we'll talk as long as you want. That's pretty much how I podcast, of like, I don't tap out, I'll let you tap out when you're done talking. But yeah, it sounds cool. I'm psyched. I'm ready for it, because I've been wanting to do interviews on this channel forever. I've been hitting people up, and nobody wants to interview with me. But I'm glad you do. So we'll get back with you on that. comment sections. And I do not know this dude's name. I didn't write it down, but we were talking about fortune telling dice. I put out a video. Go check that video out. It was me talking about, I have this super old fortune telling book, and it has a segment in it where it talks about fortune telling dice. Like, I'm talking, this book is old. I'm pretty sure it's from like the 1800s. It's pretty fucking dope. And it tells you how to fortune tell with like 2 regular dice. I've never actually done it, so maybe I'll do a video on asking a couple questions and shit. Sadly, all my stuff is in storage because we moved earlier this year. That's a whole long story. Go check out the episode I'm Moving Out if you want to hear that long story, because it was entertaining. It was interesting, to say the least. So he said, man, you should get back into divination. And I'll tell you this. I dabble here and there with tarot. Only when it's like a super big life decision of like, hey, should I quit my job? Should we get an apartment? Should we buy a car? It's got to be like a huge life decision for me to play with the cards. Just a little backstory and a little warning. I used to be a fortune teller. I did it for 3 years. My company was called Jack of All Trades Fortune Telling. I was in a bad marriage with my first wife, which she's dead now. Rest in peace. She was a really bad alcoholic. She used to beat the shit out of me. She used to cheat on me, having threesomes with people who were feeding her pharmaceuticals. Literally, I would come home every day and she would be passed out on the floor, like pissed herself, puke, whatever. And my baby would be crying and with a full diaper and shit. Like, it was bad. I was doing fortune telling like every day during that time period, because I wanted to master it, because I was doing it as a side job. Which we're not going to get into the semantics and the occult rules of that. Some people believe you should be allowed to. Some people say you should never do it for money. I think you should be allowed to if it's a skill and it helps people. And I was only charging like $5 a reading. You know, it was cheap. So during that time period, I was doing tarot every day, if not twice a day. And I was finding out information, because I do have to say this, dude, the cards are always right. The cards are always fucking right. That's why I believe in it, and I will to this day say tarot's legit, you know. But just be warned, you're going to find out information that you don't want to know sometimes. And the more that you practice divination, I've talked about this on previous podcasts, your life becomes spooky. It gets to the point, it almost like amplifies your intuition and your psychic abilities. It'll get to the point you can read people's thoughts. It'll get to the point you can predict what they're going to do before they do it. You can finish their sentences. You can know what they're thinking. You can know their ill intents. You can sit there and stare at your wife and know that she's thinking about banging another dude. Is it awesome to have psychic ability, like, amplified? Yes, but it also sucks. It's also a curse. So I never completely quit divination. I just backed off of it a lot. And I do have to say that for anyone getting into divination and tarot, be real careful, and be careful what you ask. And even if you're not asking questions, if you're doing just basic spreads, it will tell you and warn you about shit you might not want to know about. Like, just saying. So I had to back off of it. It was just getting too intense. My life was getting too spooky. I was finding out shit that was breaking my heart in two, and I couldn't prove anything. So like, I knew my wife was cheating on me, but I couldn't prove it. So she was gaslighting me, calling me crazy, saying it's all in my head, even though I would bring it up and be like, I know you're cheating on me. And she'd be like, it's those fucking cards. You think those cards are actually real and they tell you shit. And I'm like, no, they do. Come to find out, she was, the cards are never wrong. So yeah, that's why I don't really produce a lot of divination videos. I did say that I put out one recently. We did a movie review on the movie tarot, so go check that out. And in that very same night, in the movie, they do a horoscope spread, so I did a whole instruction video on how to do the horoscope spread. So go check out that podcast episode too. And I have thought here lately, I was like, man, I should do like a tarot class and put it out online. I think that would be a cool series. But yes, that's why I don't fuck with divination as much. But I do it when there's big life decisions. And that's just a little warning to you all about divination. And he mentioned someone, a fortune teller or divinist named Luke Reinhardt. I do not know this guy. I know nothing about him, but I promise you I will check him out. Maybe one day we'll do a podcast episode, a deep dive on Luke Reinhardt. If you guys know about him in the comments, hit me up. Let me know. Is this guy cool? What's up with him, But as far as other channel stuff, I have a 9/11 special episode that me and my wife are going to have to figure out and put together. Because what I'm going to do is I've done 2 9/11 episodes in the past. So what me and her are going to do is take those episodes, cut out anything we don't want, anything non-9/11 related, and we're going to stitch those together as a double feature 9/11 special that will come out on 9/11. And also I have an episode on the Bible, which I'm going to put out. And it's basically, I have a playlist called The Bible, where I delve into the Bible. And I have like 4 or 5 videos on there, and what we're going to do is stitch them all together as one long podcast and put that out as an episode. So those are 2 upcoming episodes that are planned. We just got to put it together, and you'll see those soon, so keep your eye out. All right, next subject. I'm going to have to get a light for the conspiracy mobile. So when I podcast at night, especially because it's turning into fall, so it's getting dark quicker. Yeah, it's a raggedy old car. So, this is slightly old news. It happened last week, but I see that a lot of channels are still covering it, so I consider it hot off the press still. And I'm going to cover it. We haven't covered UFO in like forever, dude. And we do cover UFO and aliens on this channel because I am an ancient astronaut theorist. I'm open to flat earth. I'm open to fallen angels. I'm open to interdimensional beings, jinn. I'm open to all of it. But I do believe that we have been visited by some form of entities in the past. And I believe that we probably still get visited to this day, whether it be dogman, aliens. What is an alien? Is it a fallen angel? Is it a demon? Is it an interdimensional being? I don't know. I'm open to all of it. California has had a UFO flap last week in the town of Palmdale and Lancaster. Which here in Kentucky, my hometown in Kentucky was called Lancaster. When we first moved here, we used to call it Lancaster. Apparently it's pronounced Lancaster. So if I pronounce it Lancaster, It's Lancaster, okay? You hear me, y'all? Dude, go watch this UFO footage. There was 2 sightings. One of them, the first one that I seen, was literally strings of lights flashing from blue, white, red. It reminded me of old 90s UFO. Back in the day when you would, like pre-internet, when we had dial-up and shit, you could go to like flea markets and buy conspiracy VHSs. My dad used to buy them. He bought the alien autopsy VHS. He bought a UFO sighting VHS. He bought some weird heavenly miracle one of like all these different Christian miracles on VHS. This is how you would get conspiracy back in the day before internet. You would get conspiracy by talking to people, maybe a magazine. Most of it was word of mouth, like zines, conspiracy radio, William Cooper, Alex Jones, back in the 90s. So it was a cool time to be alive to see that era of conspiracy. Books, you had to read books back then. Now no one reads books anymore, which is sad. But this footage reminded me of the old 90s UFO footage. Dude, back in the day, like if there was a documentary on TV showing UFO footage, or if you were lucky enough to have VHS, the footage was amazing. And you hear all these ufologists talk about how awesome the footage was in the 90s, because this was like before CG and shit. I mean, there was some CG, but like this was not an everyday person could not make CG. Only Hollywood. So it was, for one, it was more credible. 2, it was just amazing. Like, because it looked very physical. You could tell it wasn't CG. Sadly, there's tons of UFO footage out here now, but you can tell it's all fucking, half of it's CG, man. And technology has gotten so good that it's like, it's hard to tell, man. I get fooled to this day. There was a video my boss was showing me the other day of a motorcycle wreck from a video game, and it looked like a real motorcycle wreck. I was like, that's fake? And he's like, yeah, dude, that's CG. That's how good the fucking graphics are. And I'm like, I'm done. I stick to my Sega Genesis, my PlayStation 2. I can't handle this. My brain hurts. But yeah, it was harder to fake shit back then. And this footage reminded me of the old 90s style shit. There was another one. It was a fleet of basically orbs in the sky. They counted up to like 60 orbs. Let me see. Yeah, 60 orbs floating over a home for 15 minutes long. So go check out the actual video, because I don't have the technology to show it to you on a phone. The person filming was like, are those lanterns? Referring to Chinese lanterns. Now, I might be a ufologist, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what Chinese lanterns look like. This one was in daylight. The first one with the string of lights that were flashing red, blue, white, those were at nighttime. Could have been a drone show. Now the lanterns, would they light up during the day? I mean, because Chinese lanterns, aren't those just like little flames inside of balloon things? I don't know. Let me know. But I was checking it out through a channel called Casper Site. So go check out Casper Site. He's cool as fuck. And people are already trying to debunk this and be like, oh, it was a Pokemon drone show in Hawaii. And Hawaii, okay, I'm going to debunk the debunkers. Hawaii is an 8-hour flight away from California. A flight, an 8-hour flight. It is 2,500 miles away from California. There's no way you could see a Pokemon drone show 2,500 miles away, an 8-hour flight away. Actually, hey, flat earthers, if the earth is flat, you might be able to see it with a telescope. Sorry, I have to. Yeah, there's no fucking way to see that shit, dude. It's just, I don't know. The only thing that he had a playing devil's advocate theory that maybe these people were actually taking, either intentionally or accidentally, taking the Hawaii footage of the drone show and posting it as the California sightings, which was Lancaster and Palmdale, and posting it of like, these are the UFOs in Palmdale right now, or Lancaster right now. And like I said, that gets down to, was it accidental? Was it intentional with malintent? Let me know what you guys think. Go check out the footage. It's amazing. Now, that being said, do I think that it was alien? I'm not saying it's alien. You guys know how I feel about aliens. I think a lot of it is experimental human military craft that they're trying out and experimenting with. Could be drones, because drone got thrown into the mix definitely within the past decade. It definitely has been a wrench in the gear of the ufology community. Go watch the footage. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's cool. I haven't reported on UFOs in forever, so it's been fun. But we haven't had a UFO flap in a minute, you know, except for that Vegas alien shit and the Miami alien shit. But let me know what you guys think. Is it a psyop? Are they getting us ready for Project Bluebeam? Was it experimental military craft they're trying out? I don't believe the whole Pokemon drone show from Hawaii and they're seeing it in California. Sorry, I don't consider that a proper debunk. So I debunk the debunkers. Let me know what you guys think. I love you all. Y'all have a good day, and it was nice chatting.